Welcome back to the morning show on this thankful Thursday. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, at just 26 years of age, Tsuro is the youngest CEO that Toastmasters has ever had. With an organization that is running well in various countries, Andrew has been dubbed as one of 30 young Mandelas. Yes, let that sink in. And we're very thankful that he joins us this morning right here on TMS to speak to us about his journey and this title of being named a young Mandela. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. It's so good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me here on the show.
Andrew, I've been going through your profile and it is absolutely impressive. So well done on all of these achievements. One of them being the youngest CEO at Toastmasters. You are the 44th CEO in Southern Africa.
Yes.
And the youngest. How does that feel? Do you ever wake up and say, yeah, I have arrived?
No, that last part, no.
Not.
I do wake up and I'm like, you've got an opportunity to redefine leadership in Africa.
Yeah.
Too often, it's surprising now because it's probably have never been done before. And you don't want to be the last.
Sure.
You want to be the first to set the pace so that it's normal that we've got young leaders coming onto the leadership table and redefining leadership in Africa.
It's beautiful to see, absolutely beautiful to see. You've been in office since the 1st of July, so it's just a little over a month.
Yes.
How has it been? How has your time been so far?
Other than it being busy and exciting, I think it has opened and unlocked doors. I think the reception has been overwhelmingly great in ensuring that we bring more young people to the leadership table, particularly diverse people, women, young women, people across all board, across Southern Africa have welcomed this opportunity. So I've been busy trying to, of course, meet their expectations, but also invite them onto the leadership platform to be able to showcase what the Toastmasters program can do for many people across the continent who desperately need it.
Let's speak then about your journey with Toastmasters, but also your journey as an entrepreneur, because I can see you're also very passionate about entrepreneurship as well as leadership. So tell us about your journey. How did it start?
My journey from an entrepreneurship perspective started probably 7 years ago again. And for me, it was a whole aspect of there's so many things that are not going right that we are uncomfortable with. And they say, if you want to get somewhere, the first thing that you need to do is to decide not to be where you are right now.
Sure.
And for you to decide not to be where you are right now, you need to accept that this is where we are and we need to change that status quo.
Right.
And if not you, then who? Right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think for me, that's where the journey started, where I realized that I've got an opportunity to do something and I've got the courage to step up and do something. And that's where the journey started. And I started an entrepreneur's hub and worked with people who were well over experienced than I was to set it up and invite people to it. But through that, I realized there's leadership that's needed. And that's where Toastmasters came in with me to help me hone the leadership skills in order to ensure that that vision is a reality.
Right.
Too often you've got great ideas, but lack the leadership to see those ideas to reality. And Toastmasters afforded me that opportunity. 7 years later, I'm leading the Southern Africa region, 12 countries, having the opportunity to again unlock potentials, serving the continent with that intention of alleviating the plight of an African.
In various conversations that I've had with women across the continent, the consensus is that the future of Africa is probably black and female and very young at that, right? So I have a young person here, but let's also speak then about the future of the continent when it comes to women. In the position that you're in now, speak to us about leadership when it comes to young black women.
Beautiful question there, and of course it's Women's Month that we are in, so happy Women's Month, and let's use this Women's Month as a platform to celebrate young women who are changing the status quo. I think the challenge is right now we're celebrating, or not only, we are prominently putting across what we don't want to see instead of spotlighting what we want to see. And so in Toastmasters this month, we're celebrating the women that are taking leadership opportunities and exceeding expectations in them, leaving a legacy that we want to showcase. And that's what we're doing. We are, of course, hosting masterclass to invite more young women onto the leadership table to contribute their initiatives, to contribute their ideas in order to change the homes, the spaces that they find themselves in, whether you're in the IT space or you are in the agricultural space.
Right.
We are saying we are redefining leadership. You don't have to be outspoken as a young person, as a young woman, to find yourself being in a leadership position. And there's so many stereotypes that we're demystifying. And I think Toastmasters has really given and afforded us the opportunity to also allow young women to take leadership. I'm excited. My team alone has over 70% young women who are redefining leadership in every sphere of their influence.
It's beautiful. Andrew, let's quickly speak about this title of Young Mandela. You were voted as one of the 30 Young Mandelas. What does this mean exactly?
So again, for me, it's an opportunity to redefine leadership.
Sure.
Too often, I think the challenge has been that leadership has been given a certain picture. And for you to be a leader, either you're in the political scene or you are any other scene that probably is not known in the social setting where we are engaging and, of course, uplifting other people.
Right.
So for me, this really means it's a challenge to continuously be more inclusive. That's what I respect about the late Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
He was an inclusive leader. And we need more of that. We need to be more inclusive in our approaches, in our initiatives, and of course, in the opportunities that we have. The diversity of our continent is so opulent that we need not to be looking externally. We need to be looking internally. And if we are inclusive, we're going to win together. And when we win together, we celebrate together. And I think that's what it really means to me.
Andrew, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. The future of Africa is definitely in amazing, amazing hands, and it is looking so bright with leaders such as Andrew Tsuro, who is the youngest CEO of Toastmasters, chatting to us this morning about his journey in entrepreneurship, as well as his title of being a young Mandela, and of course, being the youngest CEO of Toastmasters in the Southern African region. We take a short ad break now. We do hope that you're inspired. Stay with us. We'll come back with more.